What is up, everyone? It is Midwest Raider fans coming at you with another video for our channel. We're super excited to be back on. Both looking good. We got some fresh cuts, looking good. So we definitely want to come to you guys, let you know what's going on in the NFL world, including our Raiders. That's what we're here for, and to talk about our win over the Ravens. And
Big
also,
win.
Yeah, it was a big win, and also talk about the preview coming up for the Panthers as well. So we got all kinds of cool stuff coming up for you today. So hopefully you'll stay tuned for everything. We got some stats, we got a little talk, we got a little bit of rumors and that kind of stuff about what's going on in the game and what happened in the game. So stay tuned for everything, and hopefully we'll get everything in today. So let's go ahead and just start with the game and go straight to. It was a victory for the Raiders. Of course, we did win 26-23. We pulled it off at the end with a Daniel Carlson field goal at the very, very end. Well, it was about a minute left.
Yeah,
I think at the end there was like 27 seconds left by the time everything was done, and they did try to do some finesse, crazy. But Lamar is fast, man. He made up some quick ground, and I got a little scared for just a second until they started passing the ball, and then I knew it was pretty much over. But what a game, what a game. It was very exciting. We were super excited because in the fourth quarter, I just wanted to kind of document this. With 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it was 13-23, and we really felt like depleted because we thought this was going to be the same old year with the same old stuff. But they proved us wrong, which thank you, Raiders, for doing that.
Yes.
Thank you, all the players, coaches, all that kind of stuff. We're still hesitant on some things that are still going on, but we'll get into it here. So tell me what you think of the game.
So, yeah, great game. Obviously, we got that W, so obviously we're all ecstatic about that. I didn't predict that. I thought that'd be a loss. So, yeah, huge win for us. It was a little rough going. Like I said, we knew there'd be some ugly games. I thought that would be an ugly one with an L, but it was an ugly one with a W, so we're definitely going to take that. Like you said, we'll get into it. Rushing, we really don't have any good rushing attack. I know we have some guys on the offensive line that are hurt. We're expecting to get one of our guys back this week, so hopefully that'll help out with the running game. I will like to say I wasn't very happy with the play calling towards the beginning of the game. I mean, the passes weren't even going downfield. They were behind the line of scrimmage. Not like we were setting up a double pass or anything. That was just a play, that wide receiver screen bubble, which is basically just a long freaking toss play to the running back, which I've never been a big fan of. But good things to talk about. Let's talk about the good things. Brock Bowers, man, showed up. 9 targets, 9 receptions, 98 yards. Wish he could have got over that 100 and gave him a touchdown. He was so close there. So, yeah, he's going to be a big key to our future winning. So we need to keep feeding him the ball. Devontae, he looked good. I mean, Devontae's doing his thing out there. Had some amazing catches on the sideline, toe tap in, had the touchdown, which was on the fake play, handoff there, which was nice. So, like I said, some good things to talk about. Defense, again, if we can keep the drives going, keep our defense, let them get settled, get some breaks, some air, our defense will keep us in these games, and
Absolutely.
like I said, I'm going to steal all your thunder there, but, like you said, when Minshew threw that pick, we had Crosby talking to him, like, hey, we need you, like, brush this off, brush it off. We need you to get in there and, do what you do. Throw the ball. Let's go.
So, absolutely, there were some key things in this game that got talked off the field, and we saw it during the game was happening, which was very impressive as from a team perspective, that you see that this team does really love each other. They're cohesive, and they can get into each other's face and respond from it, which is awesome, and that's the cool thing. And so we did see that from Max Crosby, and of course, Minshew, after he threw that pick, Crosby says, hey, shake this off. We got you. We're going to get that ball back, and you're going to go win this game for us. And then we also saw it from AP coming up to Getsy in this. I don't know if that was the first half or the second half, but at some point in the game, comes up to Getsy's and there's like an evil stare coming down, and he's like, hey, man, what is going on? I think in the first half, we didn't even have more than 20 yards of rushing. By the end of the game, we only had 27 yards of rushing on 17 attempts. So I know AP wants to kind of have a combination of both and make it even for runs and passes, but you just have to respect that this team is not quite built for that with our line lacking right now. So we need to go with the hot hands, which is our receivers. And that's the way we looked in the fourth quarter, which was an absolute change. We were doing 15 yard passes like consistently, Gardner drop back, boom, throwing a pass, drop back, throwing a pass. And that's what we need to continue to do. And we kind of said it a little bit in my last video, that we need to be more of a pass-heavy offense, in my opinion. We need to mix in the run to keep them honest and all that kind of good stuff, the way that works. But we are a pass offense-heavy team, in my opinion. We need to keep rolling with that, since it's the hot hand of Minshew and our receivers to keep it going like that. So I'm happy with going with the run, but I think we definitely need to mix it up. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Again, obviously, when we're throwing the ball, behind the line of scrimmage, it's bringing everybody up.
Yeah.
If we're not going to throw the ball downfield, everybody's in that box, which makes running hard as it is already, especially with the banged up offensive line. So as you saw, we did improve our running game. We're not where we want to be, obviously. We need a lot more rushing yards between the three. Like I said, I think all three of them are capable. Even Lobe, bring him in. I don't think we've talked about him really a whole lot. So like I said, once we started throwing the ball down the field, that took out some of those guys. That secondary had to, play that ball, that deeper ball, which then made it a little easier for the running game. Again, we got PJP's back, supposedly, what we heard AP say earlier in his press conference. So, hopefully that'll help out with the running game. Again, I don't care what out of the three. I think all three are capable. They all bring something a little different. But all three can run the ball, and if we can pick up some chunk yards, which, like I said, I'm nothing against the Panthers. Obviously, they're professional athletes, but, they're kind of in the back of the field here, and we should be able to take some advantage and maybe get into a routine going further.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll kind of go through some real quick stats here. So Devontae, of course, was 9 receptions for 110 yards, 1 touchdown. He had some great catches, but then he had some great drops, in my opinion. And I'm not going to get too into it. It was a win. It was beautiful. He had the greatest smooth criminal catch. And I was saying it too. I was thinking in my head, but other people were putting it out there, saw the same thing. But yeah, great catches that he did have, but he did drop a couple, including one in the end zone, which did hit his hand, was a tough catch, but was catchable. And then one that he was extremely wide open.
I think he was just thinking touchdown.
Yeah, he was thinking touchdown. And for Devontae, it was just I was like, what? That's not him. I guess he got 2 in the moment or something, but hopefully that's not something we can see as great catches sometimes and then missing some easy ones, sometimes.
Yes.
I just hope he puts it all together and we just see him, come on really strong and keep going. Brock Bowers, of course, awesome. We already went through his stats. Gardner, 30 for 38 attempts, 276, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 94.7 rating. So it was looking pretty good. But then we go to the rushing, and like I said, 17 attempts for only 27 yards, which is pretty ridiculous, not acceptable. We need to be doing a little bit better than that, But I guess,
I don't know, just win, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Just win.
Whatever
so like I
it
said,
takes
if
to
we
win.
can't, we
Whatever
don't
it takes
can't
to
run
win.
the ball for whatever reason, it's just not working, pass the ball. Like that, play to our strengths. That's what we want to do. Again, you're still going to hand it off. You got to have a run game. Again, passing that ball deep down the field at the second half there obviously opened it up because we gained a little bit more. And like you said, we're not there. Obviously, 17 attempts, 27 yards, that's not going to cut it. I don't care how you divide it between one guy, 3 guys. That's just, not good.
It didn't look good even if you look how you divided it up. So 4 for 12 also on third downs. So we only had 4 conversions on that. So that's not looking good. 3 penalties. That was good.
Yeah,
that we light on the penalties. That's awesome. And then also our defense, of course, like you said, kicking butt, man. Spillane, 1 interception, 10 tackles. Diablo, Crosby, Morig all had 6 tackles. Crosby had 2 sacks. 1 was very important at the end of the game where he sacked Lamar Jackson and was phenomenal. On Austin, the coolest sack I've ever seen, just straight up the middle. Wraps him up and brings him down. It was beautiful. So very, very good from our defense. I have no complaints with the defense. Still doing good.
So, yes. What's going to help with that? Sustaining drives.
Yes.
Picking up those third downs. 4 for 12. Yeah, that's not what we need. We need, more. Again, long sustaining drives. Let the defense get the breath and then get back out there and do what they do.
So one added note, like I said, so we only had 6 points in the first half. It was 9-6, yeah, at halftime, and so it was very, very cool to see the Raiders come on strong at the end of the game, finish the game, but we're still looking for that cohesive play the 4 quarters, defense, offense, and special teams, and finish the games.
Yeah, so I agree. I'll put all 4 quarters together. All offense, defense, special teams. I'm hoping this week, again, we're playing the Panthers. We're getting ready to discuss that. There's a wild card thrown in there this week, but I think overall we should, be able to see what our team is as a whole. Again, we get our guy back on the line supposedly, so hopefully that works out well, and then we start, getting in a rhythm, a groove for that running game.
The players of the game, of course, always Max Crosby, Brock Bowers lately. Man, he is a talent on the field. Devontae had a great game. And I have to give it to Gardner, man. Gardner really came through after he got that speech from Crosby. I think that really lit a fire, but a good one. And, yeah, he came through, and he started slinging the ball like he's supposed to be doing it and like he can do. And so it was very, very impressive. So I got to give it to those 4 players. I think the Raider way play of the game has to go to defense. Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, defense wins championships. We're on the way, baby.
So who are you giving it to?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Crosby. That sack there towards the end of the game. Obviously, that kind of helped us out a lot. Kept that momentum where we needed it. Don't let Lamar get loose. Yeah. Obviously, he's very quick, very talented. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, and he can man that offense. So that big sack there towards the end of the game there, I think is my Raider way play of the game.
Raider way play of the game. And I'll show you the clip there, and you'll be able to see a little bit of that. But that was a phenomenal play, which then gave us the ball back for us to be able to go ahead and get ahead. So that was a very, very pivotal point in the game, and it was awesome to see. So, yeah. All right, now we are on to the preview. So we got the Panthers this week. It's already been kind of a crazy year because we already said you were pretty correct when you said we'd be 1-1. We thought we'd get a win against the Chargers. But we ended up getting a win against the Ravens, which is crazy. And we were not expecting that. I'll be honest, too. I'm not going to be, I didn't think we were going to, I thought it was be a competitive game, but I didn't see a win against the Ravens. So we're 1-1 no matter what, which is great. But I think this is the momentum that we can start stacking on against the Panthers. And now there is a wild card. Of course, they have a new starter at quarterback. And, he's not crazy, but Jimmy just told me some news that I didn't know. So go ahead, Jimmy.
So unfortunately, Raider Nation, which we don't want to hear this, but Andy Dalton is 4-0 against the Raiders, no matter what team he was on. 4-0. So I don't like that. He's a very capable quarterback. He hasn't started since week 3 of last year. So it's going to be rusty. Again, our defensive line, getting some pressure on him, keep him rattled. I think it's going to come in our benefit. One thing I don't like, everybody's predicting us to win, because obviously we're playing the Panthers, who are, unfortunately the 32nd team in the league. So I don't like all that extra hype. It just added pressure. What I'm hoping we focus, keep the course, keep it the Raider way. We want to focus defense. We're going to, shut them down. Don't let them get in any sort of rhythm. Offense, we want to move the ball down the field, convert those third downs. And then obviously special teams. I don't know if anybody likes the new kickoff. I personally hate it. But, what we can do on special teams, punt returns. So hopefully there's a lot of those, going against that rusty Andy Dalton. But he is a wild card, and he can throw the ball. We've seen it do it in the past. He was a very, very confident and good quarterback back in the day. He's a little older. So, so our defense is going to be key against that wild card. I don't know who he's thrown to necessarily. I don't think they have any mega superstars, that you're talking about. So
Nice. So I didn't know that. That was a complete cool fact that he found that he's 4-0 against the Raiders. That's not positive. I did look up their past history against us. So we are currently 4-3 in the series. Raiders ahead, so we've met them a few times and we are ahead by 1 game. But when I look at, and we haven't played them since 2020, where we got a 34-30 win with Derek Carr back in the day. But from the games that I'm seeing, when we've won by big points, but barely by field goals. So it's been 34-30, 35-32. In 2000 we had a game where we beat them 52-9. So they've been pretty high-scoring games, and so that's the dangerous thing that I don't like is they're high-scoring games. And then when we've lost, we've only lost by a touchdown, so a touchdown, a field goal, 17-6 or something like that. So We are ahead in the series, but like I said, I hope it's not like some kind of trap game where, Andy Dalton's going to get the start and then he's going to come on fire against the Raiders. So I don't see that happening in this game, hopefully, because our defense has been playing pretty consistent. And then also, with the confidence that I think Minshew got from the last game, I think he can continue this. If they just follow the game plan that they did in the fourth quarter against this team, man, we could score big. But the problem that I heard, and I want to bring this up, is that I heard AP say that he does really want to stick to consistent run game. And I just don't think we're quite built for that until we get all the starters back on the line. And so I know you have to kind of, blend it out a little bit, make it even, make it close. But if we're more of like a 40-60 pass team, I'm okay with that than trying to be 50-50 on the pass and the run. I don't think that's going to work right now for us. And so I want to keep feeding the receivers, basically. I think that's the best game plan for us right now. And so I just hope that he doesn't harp or he takes it to be like, I have to keep running the ball 3 times in a row every 4 downs, because it was not working in the first half of the last game. It was not working in the first game at all. And so if we try to run it a little bit, it doesn't work, then we need to go back to the fourth quarter like we did in this game and go back to passing it. So that's my rhythm for the game, and I hope we can kind of stick to something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I don't think we're, just overlooking them onto, week 4. We're going to play them. Any given Sunday, any team can win. We've seen, the number 1 team go down to the worst team. So I don't see that happen. That's not the Raider way. I think we keep to business. Like you said, again, if we start passing the ball, it's going to open up. The guys are going to have to get back, that secondary to, cover our very talented receiving core, which should hopefully start making those rushes better and, start gaining some, respectable yards on downs and stuff. So I do see that. Again, I'm going to kind of disagree. I know what you said. AP said, wants to be more 50-50 running the ball. But again, you got to go with our strengths. And if the run game's just not there because we don't have a full offensive line, and it's just not happening, then I think we do go back to, the kind of what we did in this fourth quarter here and pass the ball down the field, which eventually should open up the run game.
Yeah, and I think we honestly can kind of play like a 60-40 game plan for this game, because the Panthers defense is not fantastic. They've been giving up some high points to other teams like the Chargers. And who do those play?
The Saints.
The Saints.
Yeah,
Well, the Saints
Derek
is Derek Carr. We'll be seeing them. But yeah, Derek Carr been looking really good this year, and so they're putting up big points right now. And so maybe we can get some points, get some run game, get some consistency, get everything more of a cohesive, once again, game plan with offense, defense, and special teams all through the game. 4 quarters of football. I think that's going to really
be nice
help.
To see what what we're going to be,
what we can look
do.
like, and who are we as? Are we going to be more of a pass, more of a run? I think this game's going to help us kind of find that out a little bit, because we're not, like I said, I don't think their defense is as good as the 2 defenses we've seen. Like Bosa and Mack, and the Ravens defense is pretty good with their lineup, Van Noy and all the guys that coming at us last week. So. Hopefully, I did hear that a couple of their key players are out for the Panthers as well. Dalton's going to be his first start since whenever, and so hopefully he's rusty. He throws some picks, has some accidents, whatever happens. Hopefully it goes our ways, and we have a good game. What do you think is the final score? What's our score predictions today?
So I think we go big. I think we get 34 on them. I think our offense.
Wow, 30. We're going to go 30.
Yeah, I'm going 34, and I'll give them, 17. So I think we can.
Wow.
I think we can beat them by 17 there. Again, like I said, that wild card's Andy Dalton. What he can do. But again, he's got to go against our defense, and I think we really have a strong defense. I mean, we're intercepting the ball, and we're getting sacks, and we're doing those things, gang tackling. They're not rushing all over us, and they're not throwing deep all over us. So I think we can get the win here. Again, I think it should be a good gel momentum building. Like you said, kind of see 4 quarters, complete full quarters of the whole whole team there. Yeah. So I'm going big.
All right, you're going big. I'm going to go a little bit. You're still saying, you said what, 30 something?
Yeah, 34-17.
I'm going to go more like 28-17. I think we can pull off a win, but I think it's going to be a little closer than we hope. Just because, like I said, I think Dalton is capable and he's going to play better. I don't think he's going to be crazy, but I think he can play better than what they've had. And so just because he's had experience. And so I'm going to give the experience card to him. Give a little bit of light to him having a good record against the Raiders. That's in the past. Hopefully this is the new Raiders. And so playing back like we should be the Raider way, and we can get it done. So I'm going to go 28-14. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there this whole video. Got a lot of information out to you, and hopefully it was interesting. Please like, subscribe, share. All that kind of good
subscribe,
stuff.
share.
We will be back, of course, next week for a game preview and a game review, just like we are today. So we're going to keep bringing you the content. Hopefully you guys enjoying it.
Yeah, leave a comment. If you agree with something we said, you disagree totally with something you said. We love to talk Raider football and, just have that conversation. I like everybody's opinion, and, hopefully it all ends up with a W. So
yeah, that's all we're doing. We just win, baby. So
yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Raiders.